For decades, the 18-hole golf retreat was the undisputed baseline for corporate power. The return on investment for an afternoon on the greens was straightforward. You bought uninterrupted, closed-door access to key players, and you built relationships over scotch and cigars. But the modern market is an always-on, hyper-connected machine. The sheer physiological toll of navigating a 24/7 global economy turns those sluggish, heavy-drinking retreats into a professional drain. As key person insurance premiums spike and risk committees track burnout-related turnover, boards have begun quantifying biological wear and tear. When viewed through this actuarial lens, an executive's physical degradation is now classified as a top-tier corporate liability. Surviving at the top no longer requires scheduling mandatory leisure time. It requires engineering absolute biological vitality. The traditional country club has been replaced by the clinical longevity center. High net worth leaders have stopped viewing their health as a background condition. They now treat their cellular biology as an explicitly manageable asset class. This data visualization shows exactly how they track it. By graphing heart rate variability, the variance in time between heartbeats, against standard corporate profit and loss charts, executives apply the same rigorous performance metrics to their nervous systems that they do to their quarterly earnings. These clinics function as intensive staging grounds for preventative physiological restructuring. You cannot aggressively scale a business if your primary biological assets are operating in the red. A one-week intensive biohacking retreat deploys a highly specific, rapid-fire sequence of medical interventions. It starts with hyperbaric oxygen therapy. By breathing pure oxygen in a pressurized environment, patients force angiogenesis, the creation of new blood vessels, which drastically accelerates tissue repair. Next are NAD intravenous strips. Pumping this critical coenzyme directly into the bloodstream creates an immediate systemic metabolic flush. This specific IV infusion zeroes in on your cell's power plants, restoring mitochondrial function to physically reverse cellular fatigue. They follow this with aggressive stem cell protocols designed to identify and suppress systemic inflammation throughout the brain and body. The cumulative return on investment for these combined therapies is clear, a mathematically measurable, sharply defined increase in daily cognitive durability. Compare an executive returning from 4 days of cigars on the back nine to one walking out of a regenerative medicine clinic. One is physiologically depleted, the other is rebuilt at the cellular level. The brutal reality of the modern market is attrition. Leaders who ignore their biology will simply be outworked and physically outlasted by competitors who invest in it. Competitive longevity now hinges on the acquisition of biological runway, extending the window of peak cognitive performance into later decades. Adding extra years to a lifespan has little utility without the systemic stamina required to exert influence over that extended career horizon. The body serves as the foundational infrastructure for all other wealth. It is the physical substrate that allows an individual to actually execute on their financial investments.